Okay, I'm going to take a look at the a few global indices uh, ending for the week of 2nd of September. I'm going to start off with the Dow Jones average. Okay, the Dow Jones average, if you look at it, it actually confirmed that we are seeing a major downtrend in the Dow Jones average. Okay, first of all, uh, can clearly show that over here, like what I have said previously, we have head and shoulder form in the past week. Okay, and then the Dow Jones tried to break above the support line over here, and but it failed. Then last week it actually broke the support line of the head and shoulder, the neckline of the head and shoulder, and the week ending the 2nd September, we see this candlestick over here, which can kind of confirm that it fails. This is actually uh, we we've, we have confirmed that no, this is a false breakout above the neckline of the head and shoulder, and this week it confirms that the false breakout is actually confirmed. So I would say that we are seeing a major downtrend over here. Now, if anybody is if I'm going to short this, which I won't, I would have shorted this around here when there's a shooting star. Okay, on the week of the 19th of August. Okay, I would have shorted it over here, and with the stop loss at around 34,300. Okay. But nevertheless, if I've already taken the short position, and now if I want to determine my profit taking point, okay, my first profit taking point would be around here, alright, at about the 28,800, right about there. Okay. And of course, if once I take some profit off the table, I could have let it run, depending on whether there's any reversal happening with the Dow Jones. Now, you can see similar patterns in the US stock market. Okay, for example, if I look at the Nasdaq, yeah, Nasdaq Composite, it's the same thing. Okay, Nasdaq, after the okay, you can call it a double top if you will. Okay, it broke through over here, right? This is the first support line. It broke through and then came all the way back down to this line over here. Now, this is a major head and shoulder, if you will. Okay, and then it broke through that. Um, this we saw a technical rebound. As I said the last week, there's a technical rebound, and same thing like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and okay, it broke through the neckline of the bigger head and shoulder, and this particular candlestick over here confirms that it is a false breakout. S&P 500 is exactly the same thing. S&P 500, okay, so another head and shoulder. So it's the same for all the three major US indices, stock indices. They form a head and shoulder, and then broke through. Now in this case, S&P 500 is actually see a weaker pattern compared to the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. Even though the Nasdaq itself actually, in terms of the percentage, it sees a bigger drop than the S&P 500. But the technical rebound for the S&P 500 is weaker. It didn't break above the neckline of the head and shoulder, and immediately it dropped back off. Okay, so now I think we can actually take profit if anybody has already initiated a short position, can consider taking some profit off the table at around 3,680. Uh, if it if you want, okay, this is around 3,530 36, that another point where we can actually take profit based on the head and shoulder pattern. Now there may be a second drop, okay, below this point, which is around here. So I think the final profit target would be somewhere around the 2,800 2,900 point. I think this is where the final uh, bear trend, and the end of the bear trend at around this point. That's my estimate. All right. Now, if we look at I won't be looking at the European indices, but I'm going to take a look at the uh, some Asian indices. Now, if we look at the Hang Seng, right? Hang Seng is seeing some weaknesses over here. It got rejected around here. Now, do watch out for the 19,185. If it breaks through below this low over here, then we may see Hang Seng following the other world indices in having some more downside. But personally, I think that the Hang Seng has dropped quite a lot over years, so the in terms of the downside, it may be limited, and depending on what happens to the Chinese stock market, and also their Communist Party's Congress. Okay, the results, there may be some good news coming up from there, and it may then pull the Hang Seng up. So if so, talking about the Chinese stock market now, Shanghai Stock Exchange. If you see, we have this is a major uptrend. Okay, some some weaknesses lately, especially if we look at the Chinese yen versus US dollar. It has been depreciating against the US dollar, so that's probably explaining what the weaknesses of the Chinese stock market. But you can see that this long-term uptrend line, okay, for the Shanghai Stock Exchange, if it hits this, then we might see a rebound. Okay. So for those who are investing, then this is where you can collect more of the Chinese stocks. But if you are looking for some quick money, there's nothing here at this point in time. But what's interesting is uh, the Singapore Straits Times. Singapore Straits Times, if you see uh, Head and Shoulder, and I will consider the double top as a Head and Shoulder. Now you can see there's a shooting star over here uh, over the last week. Now this looks like some significant weakness in the Straits Times, the Singapore stock market. Now and also very likelihood the Singapore stock market is going to form, okay, the right side of the head and shoulder, the right shoulder. Okay, so do watch out for this. Some quick profit can be taken if you are in the short position. Okay, if it reaches the trend line over here, and then we can always wait for the breakdown of this neckline, the head and shoulder. So that's it for the week.